I don't want him to go and tell his uncle one thing and then have to go back and tell him again. Let's go. Whether he forgives me or not, I have to finish telling him the truth. But he's already so angry with me. How am I going to get through it? I am terrified that Daniel's going to leave me forever once he finds out. I've been with more than one woman. It's not as bad as...
Don't come close to me.
Lisa's hands are shaking, her heart racing because this time there's no hiding, no delay. She blurts it out, she's still married, and it's not to a man. Daniel freezes. You can see it in his eyes, shock, confusion, a flash of anger that seems ready to explode. Every word Lisa speaks feels like a hammer striking the fragile trust between them. How did it come to this? How could he have been kept in the dark so long? Daniel's mind is spinning. He's weighing every promise, every plan for a future in America against this revelation. His green card dreams, the careful calculations he made about timing and opportunity suddenly feel irrelevant. Meanwhile, Lisa is panicking, trying to explain, trying to justify, trying to make him see that she still loves him, that everything else in her past shouldn't define their future. But love alone can't erase shock. Daniel's jaw tightens, his hands clench, and the tension between them feels thick enough to choke on. Every ancestral expectation, every nod to family approval, hangs in the air like a warning. Lisa can sense it. This is more than just anger. It's a cultural, legal, and emotional storm converging at once. Her mind races. Will he ever forgive her? Does he even want to? Every second stretches as Daniel silently processes, and in that silence, the stakes skyrocket. Something is about to snap. Something that could either end their relationship or push it to an entirely new level of reckoning. Will Daniel walk away forever? Or is there a chance for redemption despite everything Lisa has hidden? Daniel's mind is a storm. Betrayal, anger, disbelief, they're colliding with everything he thought he knew about Lisa. Every promise she made, every moment they shared, suddenly feels like a carefully constructed illusion. His thoughts flicker between his heart and the rules he was raised with, ancestral expectations screaming louder than his desire to forgive. This isn't just about heartbreak, this is about honor, trust, and the crushing weight of cultural norms that can't be ignored. Lisa, on the other hand, is already calculating. She tells herself, if he really loves me, he'll forgive. He has to. Her internal dialogue is a mix of hope, fear, and strategy. She wants him to see her desperation as devotion, her anxiety as proof of sincerity. She clings to the fantasy that love alone can overcome history, deception, and disappointment. But Daniel isn't ready to bend. He knows this is bigger than just feelings. He brings in his uncle, the gatekeeper of tradition, the one who will judge Lisa's honesty and, in his mind, her worthiness. Suddenly, the stakes aren't only emotional, they're hierarchical, almost legal in weight. Every glance, every word, carries multiple layers of potential consequences. Lisa tries to break through. She starts a careful, measured appeal, blending vulnerability with persuasion, hoping to reach him before the family involvement seals her fate. Will her calculated charm work, or has Daniel's trust eroded too far to even respond? The question hangs. Can love survive when lies collide with reality and tradition demands a reckoning? Lisa's next moves are calculated. She's relentless with calls and texts, a flurry of messages that show worry but also strategy. Every "are you okay?" or "please talk to me" is layered with hope and pressure. She books a trip, framing it as a romantic escape, a chance to reconnect, but underneath, it's a tactical play. She wants to regain control, to steer Daniel back into a space where she can reveal the rest of the truth on her terms. Daniel's resistance is subtle but telling. He answers with short clip messages, keeps his distance, and tests her patience. He refuses to let her dictate the pace, and every small concession feels hard-won. He's balancing anger, distrust, and curiosity, making her work for every step of progress. And then there are the small, almost absurd, tests that show how tense their dynamic has become. A spider in the hotel room, a simple fear, turns into a battlefield of control. Daniel refuses to handle it, letting Lisa squirm while he watches, a silent demonstration of power and frustration. Each tiny moment is a window into their psychological tug-of-war, a reminder that even small actions can carry enormous emotional weight. Through it all, Lisa oscillates between desperation and influence, her love entangled with strategy. Every compliment, every apology is measured. Every gesture carries multiple meanings. Is she pleading because she genuinely wants to repair their bond, or is this manipulation disguised as emotion? Daniel's responses keep viewers on edge, revealing the fragile line between love and leverage. Every message, every glance, every hesitation keeps us wondering, is this romance real? Or is it a game where the stakes are hearts and trust? The stakes are suddenly bigger than just Lisa and Daniel. Daniel's mind isn't only spinning with betrayal, it's tangled in ancestral rules and family approval. In his culture, secrets aren't private, they ripple through relatives and ancestors. Every misstep Lisa has taken isn't just about trust anymore. It's about whether Daniel's uncle will bless the relationship, whether ancestral judgment will follow, and whether he can even continue pursuing his green card dreams without legal and cultural fallout. Each revelation Lisa drops feels like a domino teetering on the edge, and Daniel's patience becomes a delicate calculation, not just a reaction. Lisa, on the other hand, acts on impulse. Her strategy is still in motion, calls, texts, and the romantic trip, but the pressures outside their hotel room magnify every decision. She wants immediate results, a softening of Daniel's anger, but the rules governing him create invisible boundaries she can't cross. The more she pushes, the more she risks triggering a cultural backlash she cannot predict. Even the trip itself becomes a battlefield. Travel logistics, long drives, and arrival stress layer tension on top of already fraught emotions. The resort, supposed to be a haven for reconnection, throws curveballs. The room isn't what she booked, small inconveniences pile up, and each unexpected obstacle makes every interaction more volatile. Daniel notices everything. The imperfections, the delays, the tiny frustrations, and he turns them into quiet tests of her composure. And yet, Lisa presses on. Every smile she tries to conjure, every attempt at charm carries dual meanings, a bid for forgiveness and a subtle negotiation for influence. Daniel's responses are measured, controlled, and precise, a sharp contrast to her emotional, often impulsive maneuvers. He's holding back, watching how she reacts under mounting pressure. But as they settle into the room, a detail she thought was minor suddenly threatens to unravel all her plans. A small spark that could ignite the whole trip into chaos. Will Lisa's carefully laid strategy survive, or is the next revelation about to shatter everything? The moment Lisa has been avoiding for years finally arrives. She stops skimming the surface and dives into the truth she's buried. She hasn't just been married once, she hasn't only loved one person, and her history spans decades of hidden relationships. Each word feels like a bomb going off in the room. Daniel freezes, his eyes widen, his jaw tightens, and for the first time, disbelief gives way to pure shock. This isn't a small mistake. It's an avalanche. You can see his mind racing, recalculating everything he thought he knew about Lisa, their future, and his own dreams. Trust, once assumed, has been fractured. Every cultural rule, every personal expectation, every carefully nurtured hope is now under fire. Daniel's anger isn't just emotional, it's strategic. He starts measuring boundaries, testing how far he can push before the relationship implodes. This is about control as much as it's about hurt. Meanwhile, Lisa watches his reaction and her bravado falters. For the first time, she sees the potential consequences of her own actions reflected in someone else's fury. She realizes that love alone might not be enough to bridge the chasm she's created. Her strategic moves, the calls, the texts, the romantic getaway, all hang in the air like a tightrope over a canyon. One misstep, and it's over. The tension isn't just about anger, it's about limits. How much can Daniel forgive before self-preservation takes over? How much can Lisa push before the walls close in? Every glance, every pause, every carefully chosen word carries weight. Viewers feel it too, because this is a turning point where choices are irreversible. And just when you think Daniel might step back, he leans in with a controlled fury that makes you wonder, can trust ever be rebuilt? Will he stay? Or is this the moment where the relationship reaches its breaking point? This confession isn't just another layer, it's the foundation of the next storm. Every viewer is left holding their breath, Because the fallout from this revelation will ripple further than anyone expects. Lisa is on her knees emotionally, though literally or not, you can feel the desperation radiating from every word. She's pleading for time, begging Daniel to give her a chance to prove herself, to show that love isn't just words, but actions. Every sentence she utters is calculated yet frayed at the edges with genuine fear. Daniel, on the other hand, is a picture of controlled fury. He isn't yelling, he isn't storming out, yet. But every calm syllable he drops carries weight, each pause a tactical line in the game of push and pull that now defines their relationship. This isn't just a conversation. It's behavioral chess. Daniel sets boundaries. No affection, no shortcuts, no ignoring the truth, while Lisa maneuvers within those restrictions, balancing emotional appeals with practical strategies like trips and shared plans. You can almost see the mental scoreboard ticking up and down with every gesture. Her desperation is real, but so is his resistance. And then there's the tension relief, or maybe tension trap, a spider. It's small, but it becomes a test of patience and control. Lisa shrieks. Daniel refuses to intervene, and suddenly, a tiny creature becomes a symbol of everything that's broken between them. Humor, awkwardness, terror, pride, they're all rolled into one absurd, relatable moment. Viewers feel the mix of panic and amusement, a pause before the storm of conversation resumes. Every glance, every word, every hesitation is loaded. Lisa's guilt bleeds into hope, and Daniel's anger flirts with curiosity. Both are weighing stakes, emotional, cultural, legal, and every reaction becomes a negotiation. Will Daniel relent and follow Lisa's plan, or will he take a hard stand that could shatter the fragile possibility of reconciliation? The room is charged, and the answer isn't coming easy. Every second stretches longer, making the next move feel like a life or death gamble for their love. For a moment, it looks like calm has returned. The car ride ends, and Lisa and Daniel step into a resort that, while not luxurious, is quiet enough to give them space. There's laughter as they explore, smiles as they share small moments. For the first time in days, Daniel looks relaxed, letting his guard drop just enough for a fleeting sense of normalcy. Lisa interprets it as a victory, proof that their love can survive the chaos, but even in these smiles, the tension lingers. Quiet moments force introspection. Lisa wonders if she's underestimated the cost of her lies, while Daniel questions why he allowed himself to hope again so quickly. Every glance carries double meaning. Every touch weighed against past betrayals. They walk along the resort paths hand in hand, yet each step is measured, almost fragile. The audience can feel the unspoken question hanging between them. Is this peace earned or borrowed? Even in this calm, small disruptions ripple beneath the surface. A delayed message, a misstep on the trip, a hint of a secret yet to be revealed, these tiny triggers remind viewers that nothing here is settled. Daniel's smiles don't erase the anger simmering just below, and Lisa's reassurances can't undo years of hidden history. Each interaction has a subtext, every pause a potential bomb waiting to go off. Will this temporary calm survive the next confession, or is it only setting the stage for a catastrophic unraveling of trust? The quiet is comforting, but both of them, and the audience, know it's only the eye of the storm. Something is coming. Something that could undo every small step forward and throw them back into chaos before they even realize it. The trip's fragile calm shatters in an instant. Lisa can no longer hold back. The words spill out, heavy and unavoidable. She's been married more than once, and not to men. She has a history that stretches back decades, a life built on choices Daniel never imagined. His face changes, the first flicker of disbelief flashing into shock. Every smile, every small moment of peace is suddenly overshadowed by the weight of revelation. Daniel sits frozen for a moment, as if trying to process layers of betrayal all at once. His mind races through unanswered questions, the green card dreams, the ancestral expectations, the cultural rules he's been taught to respect. Each revelation is a puzzle piece that refuses to fit. Anger rises, sharp and unforgiving. He struggles to balance what he feels with what he wants to believe. Love fights against frustration, and every instinct screams that trust has been shattered. Lisa watches, fear gripping her chest. She tries to explain, rationalize, apologize, but each word seems to dig the hole deeper. Her attempts at persuasion, pleas, reminders of past promises, appeals to love clash with Daniel's rising disbelief. There's no room for shortcuts anymore. This is the reckoning. The ancestral protocols loom, and Daniel's uncle waits for the truth to be reported, further amplifying the stakes. Small gestures now carry enormous weight. A look, a pause, a sigh, they are heavy with meaning. The audience can feel every heartbeat, every tension-filled second. Will he walk away? Will he forgive? Every scenario spins in their minds, but Daniel's silence stretches, tense and unpredictable. Lisa realizes that her calculated plans, her desperate hope, may have been too little, too late. Is this the point of no return? Will Daniel abandon the dream of America and the relationship, or can love survive the full scope of deception? The storm is no longer at the edges. It has landed squarely between them, threatening to destroy everything they fought to hold together. The next move will decide everything, and neither of them knows how it will end. The air between them is thick with tension. Lisa sits quietly, heart pounding, replaying every confession, every word that just left her lips. Fear claws at her chest. She wonders if she's pushed Daniel beyond forgiveness, if the relationship she's fought for is slipping through her fingers. Every glance from him feels loaded, like it carries the verdict she's terrified to hear. Daniel is silent, but his mind is anything but. He's weighing betrayal against love, cultural expectations against personal desire, dreams of the future against reality. Every decision feels monumental. He wants to protect his heart, respect his traditions, and still honor the feelings that have kept him invested. His anger simmers just beneath the surface, while part of him searches for a thread of hope, a reason to stay. Both of them are trapped in a delicate balance. Lisa's desperation, once bold and assertive, now falters under the weight of consequences she can no longer control. Daniel's measured patience hides a storm of emotion, resentment, hurt, and that flicker of love that refuses to die completely. The room feels small, even as the sun shines outside. Every small movement, every pause carries meaning. Psychologically, this is the kind of moment that reveals true priorities. Fear drives Lisa, reflection drives Daniel. Empathy clashes with suspicion. Logic battles emotion. Viewers can sense the tension, but there's a pause, a slow, suspenseful heartbeat that stretches the moment, making every decision feel heavier. Can love survive such a complete unraveling, or is this the final chapter? The answer isn't clear, and every second that passes keeps both of them teetering on the edge. The next episode promises clarity, but nothing is guaranteed. Every relationship choice, every confession, every silence will come back to define what remains. The final moments of the trip feel heavy, like the air itself is holding its breath. Lisa faces Daniel, every ounce of courage left in her body, hoping it's enough to salvage what's left. Daniel meets her gaze with a mix of exhaustion and guarded emotion, his anger tempered by glimpses of lingering care. Neither speaks immediately. The silence says more than words ever could. Lisa reflects on her choices, the lies that started small and snowballed into this impossible web. She feels guilt, fear, but also a strange clarity. Every moment of deception cost her more than she realized. Not just trust, but peace of mind. She wonders if her relentless push for control, for love on her terms, was worth it, or if she simply bought more time before an inevitable collapse. Daniel, meanwhile, weighs forgiveness against self-preservation. He knows his feelings for Lisa are real, but so is the betrayal. His cultural and personal boundaries are tested, forcing him to decide what love actually looks like when it's tangled with secrets. He wonders if compromise is enough, or if some fractures simply can't be mended. Every thought circles around the same question. Can they move forward without repeating the same mistakes? The moment stretches. Neither fully relents, but neither fully breaks. Lisa senses she may have bought herself a reprieve, a fragile window to prove herself. Daniel is holding the line, waiting to see if trust can truly be rebuilt. The next chapter is coming, and one thing is certain, nothing here is settled. Who will bend, who will break, and what truths will finally demand the ultimate reckoning? The answers are closer than they think, and everything is about to change.